Why, hello everyone, it's me again. Just regular old Corinne, hanging out here and putting some art up on my walls in my bedroom. I did this in our last place and I've been waiting and finally decided to do it here as well. Basically I'm doing like a little wall collage of different pieces of art and pictures and little wrappers and things that I think are cute. And I just wanted to put them up around our bedroom. I don't know, I think it brings a little brightness and joy into the space, which is something that I enjoy, whether you do or not. It's really none of my business. While I'm recording this, I've got some kitties coming back and forth all over me, so if you hear the occasional rumble or crinkle, that's them doing nonsense. Yeah, I don't know, I just thought this was a fun little project and it was exciting to make our room feel a little more comfortable and interesting. This winter is finally kind of coming towards its end, I think. It's weird because I'm pretty much a winter person when it comes down to it, but still by March I'm ready for a little bit of warmth to come through, and we've had some warm days and some freezing days and some mixing between those two things, which has been fun and annoying and confusing. Oh, it sounds like a cat found something to push around the ground, but I don't know if you can even hear that sound. Anyway, I don't know, this was just a cute little pre-spring project that I was working on in our bedroom. Yeah, I don't know, I've been having a good winter. I think we have, in general, all of us here at this house. The world is falling down around us, but we're doing our best. I've got this thing going on where my eyes are attacking me, and I just went to the dermatologist today and they said that it's eczema, so hopefully that will be taken care of soon and then I'll stop looking and feeling horrible all the time. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know, I just wanted to share this little bit of brightness with you, and I hope that you enjoy it. If you do something like this, I'd love to see it in your house as well. Yeah, anyways, that's it for part 1. Take it away, kitties. Surprise everyone, it's me again, not the kitties. Ha ha ha, I tricked you. I probably didn't trick you. You probably didn't think the cats were going to narrate this one, but I tried, okay? Zucchini and bean sprout just got fixed a little while ago, and this is, well, that was a video of bean sprout with her little cone that she had to wear for a few days. But now everyone's pretty much recovered. They're all hanging out, attacking each other out on the streets. And by out on the streets, I mean in the house. They don't really get to go to the streets, I'm sorry to say, and also glad to say, because I think they're living a better life in here than they would out there. It's been so exciting to have them. They're doing such great things for us and our family. We love them. In addition to having cats, we've also been spending some time trying to make our house a little bit nicer this winter and just figuring out how we want life to be. I think it can be really hard. Both Drew and I have ADHD, so staying on top of house tasks is really difficult. And we've been working on trying to figure out ways to help that be easier for us. We haven't necessarily found any of those ways, but we're working on it. Recently, I watched a TikTok where someone talked about the only helpful piece of advice they ever got about ADHD, and it was to just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just go on one, and not to think about it, just to go. And I have found that to actually be a pretty helpful piece of advice for me as well, and I think Drew has found it to be that way too. So many times I spend forever just trying to get myself to get up and do something, and just counting down and then just going seems to actually be helpful. It doesn't work every time because I don't do it every time, but it can be very helpful. I think winter transitioning to spring is a time for most people where they think about kind of tidying things up and making life a little bit more comfortable, and that's kind of been what we've been trying to figure out recently, and I think we're making some progress. We also introduced the cats to cat TV, which they have really enjoyed. They find it very interesting, although we do try and limit their screen time. We want their brains developing. And then otherwise around the house, I don't know, we've just been working on little projects here and there. We're hoping in the next little bit to create a little tiny cat doorway between two of the upstairs rooms, so that when they're in their rooms, they can have a little bit more room to spread out. Do you think I said room enough times in that last sentence? I don't know. I wish I'd said it a few more times. I'll try for that next time. Now I'm saying time a lot, so I guess sometimes you just say the same word again and again, and that's okay, and everyone just has to forgive you for it. Hear that, everyone? You have to forgive me for it. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to forgive me. Well, I don't know. That's my traditional saying I don't know a few times in a row situation, which I try and do each week/month here at Chomp Chomp Clomp Clomp. We've been chomping, we've been clomping, but to be honest, I've still been quite tired and just kind of hanging around the house for the most part. It's kind of annoying being unwell. It's not something I really enjoy. I don't know whether you guys feel the same way. If you do, let me know in the comments, huh? Let's see, school's been going. I'm getting closer and closer to working on my spring film, getting it shot in a few weeks. Probably by the next video, it will have been shot, and it will be exciting to kind of share that process with you. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about the story, and I don't know, I'm just happy to be working on things that I care about. Sometimes I feel like I'm never going to do anything with my life, or nothing matters that I'm working on, but I find that when I actually get down to working on projects, I'm able to feel more excited about them, and also just realize that maybe it doesn't matter if they don't matter. Maybe working on the things I want to work on can just be important because they're the things I want to work on, and if no one else appreciates it, I guess that's really up to them. And I guess that's why I'm here doing this as well. I really love seeing Chicago in the spring. Everything changes so much once it starts getting warm. It's like the whole city comes out of hibernation, and it's cool to start seeing people around and hearing people laughing and talking with one another. Yeah, I'm just really excited to start exploring the city again in the spring and seeing things kind of get reborn, and trying to be a part of that myself. A big part of exploring Chicago and seeing the springtime is really just hanging out with Puka outside, and I feel like over the last little bit I haven't been doing a ton of that. Mostly Drew has been doing that, and I've been letting the cats explore the house, mostly because my energy levels haven't super been up to going on huge walks all over town, or rocks, either of those things. But I'm hoping that will be changing in the future, and that I'll be able to spend more time outside with Puka and Drew and just really enjoy the warmth that the sun is bringing. I think that it's important to take time to appreciate nature and to breathe fresh air, and sometimes I forget that I like to do it, but I need to be doing it more, and I'm excited to go on some bike rides this spring and summer and just have fun while I'm being outside. I think that's what I'm most looking forward to. Also just spending time at the farmer's market and cooking things, and maybe barbecuing outside and spending time just being out in the world. It's really exciting. It's funny because I like doing that in the winter as well. Sometimes it's fun to feel like you're the only person out in the world, but also sometimes it's fun to remember that there's so many people around you. Finding the balance between those two things can be a really important part of figuring out your life and deciding how you want things to be. Daylight savings just started or ended, whichever of those things happens in the springtime. That day is my least favorite day in the whole earth. Because I don't like losing an hour, especially an hour where I was supposed to be sleeping. But it is nice to have the sun still out in the evening, and it's exciting that it will continue to be out longer and longer into the evening, until eventually it starts getting shorter and shorter again, but I guess we don't have to think about that part yet. Puka is really, really enjoying the opportunity to roll around in the grass. If there's one thing you should know about him, it's that he loves rolling around in things, whether it's a grass or a puddle or a snow or any type of thing that exists in this world, to be honest. If it's there, he probably wants to roll in it. Sometimes that doesn't work out well for us, but other times it does. He enjoys some fresh air and some sniffy sniffs around, some clomping, some chomping. You may have noticed I said it backwards earlier. You can just pretend you didn't notice that. And if you actually didn't notice it, pretend I didn't say that you may have noticed it. Because I would just rather you didn't notice it, you know what I mean? It's weird kind of trying to talk about this walk because I actually wasn't on it. I was at home with the kitties, letting them roam about and do figure eights around my legs. It's really cute when they do that. Puka, it would be a little bit less cute when he tries to do that, if you know what I mean. And what I mean is, he would probably knock me over, which he's pretty careful about trying not to do, but sometimes it does still happen. As mentioned, he's large, and there's not much we can do about that, nor would I want to. He's perfect just the way he is. I think another part of the springtime is just like figuring out how I want to spend my time for the rest of the year. I feel like the first couple of months of this year have gone by so quickly. I can't believe that it's already practically the middle of March, and pretty soon it's going to be April, and then May, and then June, and then July. If you're familiar with the months, you would know that's kind of how it goes. I'm pretty familiar with them. I've gotten used to them over the years, but they still surprise me with how quickly they move past me while I sit here thinking that it's still 2025 or something. Much like the months go really fast and I forget that they're going to do that, this audio recording has gone really fast as well. I accidentally went past my section. So now we're on the dinner making section, which, if you can believe it, dinner is one of the things that we've been doing over the past few months. We eat it basically every day. I know some people might get a little bored with that, but we do it all the time, and it seems to be working out pretty well. We do try somewhat to adjust what it is exactly that we're eating for the meal, but, you know, what does that have to do with anything? Recently, I've been trying to find a balance between making things that I want to make and choosing things that are easy to make. Because I have a tendency to choose complicated recipes because they sound like the most fun for me. But then after a long day of school and work, I don't really wanna. And then we never eat anything that I have for us to make, and then instead we eat a bunch of takeout, which is like frowned upon budgetarily, but is quite tasty, at least if you choose good places to eat from. So I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. On this day, I made baked potatoes, which turned out quite well. I didn't know how to use my new tripod thingy, and so I used a big old pile of books to make it tall enough, and then basically once I finished, realized that I could actually just adjust the height, and then I didn't have to worry about this, but you know, who cares about that? It's really none of my business. What is my business is that I've been reading a lot recently, which has been nice and fun. A lot of romance, especially queer romance, which are books that I'm very into and find to be the most interesting at the moment. I am just finished reading Legends and Lattes, which is so cute, and I highly recommend it. Immediately after finishing it, I got an audiobook of it so that Drew and I could listen to it together, and now we're pretty much finished with it ourselves, which is really nice. It's just really cute, and it's cozy in the ways that I like, which is, I don't know, tonally cozy, while still dealing with things that feel important. I also read this book recently that was a different romance, and I don't remember what it was called, but it was in that like horrible place of reading where I hated it, but it was just interesting enough to make me finish it, which makes me hate it even more in the end because I feel like I wasted so much time just like reading this book. It just like nothing happened. I feel like it was working so hard to be inoffensive that it didn't do anything, and I didn't care about what was happening. Whereas Legends and Lattes doesn't get too heavy, but still manages to talk about important things, and the relationships feel meaningful and deep. And that's what I want in a book. I want to feel connected, and it's not like I don't want important things to happen. I just sometimes want it to be a little chill while the important things are happening. I don't feel like that's too much to ask, but sometimes it seems like maybe it is. I don't know, in addition to reading, I feel like mostly me and Drew have just been hanging out, talking about stuff, sitting around, eating food, squishing potatoes with a fork, putting various things on the potatoes. I accidentally melted that butter too hard when I tried to soften it, and so I got to pour it on, which to be fair was very easy, so I don't mind that so much. And I guess I was just talking about how I'm trying to make food making easier for me. So I'm going through my cookbooks and choosing recipes that for the most part feel like I can tackle them very easily and that are not going to be a big pain. And then maybe choose one recipe for the week that is a big pain, because I love a recipe that's a big pain. It's one of my favorite things. It's just if I'm running low on energy at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to handle it. Balance, you know what I mean? We're just trying to find balance, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and either way, it works out in the end. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have an excellent month, and I'll see you in a month, because that's what a month is. Bye!